Hey everybody, Chris Peters from FloHockey here with another scouting report for the 2023 NHL Draft, and today we're going to talk about Brayden Yager of the Moose Jaw Warriors. Now, Yager is one of the top offensive performers from this class with 78 points in the WHL this season, and certainly a gifted goal scorer as well. He was also a top performer for Canada at the Hiscock Cup way back in August. But he comes in at number 14 on the NHL rankings, the NHL Draft Rankings for FloHockey, my top 100, which you can read at flohockey.tv or on the Flow Sports app. And why is that? Well, you know what? I think there is so much potential there for Yager, but there were also things where we didn't necessarily see him realize all the things he could do at the WHL level this season, and maybe took a step back in the one department where I think he can have the most success at the NHL level, and that is with a tremendous shot and his goal scoring. So his goals actually went down this year, but his points did go up. I think he's a much better in terms of not having the tunnel vision to score goals, and that is also an important thing. He's making more plays. He's a legitimate shot pass threat. He's not just a volume shooter, but boy, when he gets his shot off, it is something to behold, as you'll see as the video clips continue to play with this video. So Brayden Yager this season, 78 points in 67 games during the regular season, another 16 during the playoffs as Moose Jaw lost in the second round. But the thing that I think may hold Yager back a little bit is, he is an average size player, a little bit on the lighter side as well. So he's going to have to get stronger, which we expect all players at this level. And whenever we're talking about NHL draft prospects, you might as well just say it's a given that we got to get them stronger because they are still very much physically developing and things are happening. So that is going to help with Yager as well. I think he's going to add more strength, and that's going to make him tougher to play against. He doesn't necessarily play with much edge or physicality, but certainly Yager still has a good work ethic off the puck. He makes plays. He's able to get in and commits defensively. So he's got some two-way capabilities as well. Offense is definitely the name of the game for him. It's definitely the bigger strength of his. And the fact that he's a 5'11 player, we've talked about it in some of our other videos. A lot of NHL centers now, there aren't as many at the 5'10", 5'11 range as there are at the 6', 6'1", 6'2 range. So that could see Yager move over to the wing, which also limits his value a little bit more. The question is also, are the defensive capabilities good enough for him to continue to play the center position at higher levels? That's going to be a question that he's going to have to answer later on. But make no mistake, this is a player that has so much skill and so much potential that there's a lot to like about him. Now, as a rookie in the WHL last season, he was the Rookie of the Year and the CHL Rookie of the Year, had 34 goals as a rookie in that season, and that is pretty impressive. I mean, just does not happen very often where you see a 16-year-old scoring like that. He goes to the Hiscock Cup, has a dominant showing as a member of Team Canada, helps Canada win that tournament, even though they didn't have Connor Bedard with them, and that really helped kind of set the stage for his season. Now, I think there was a little bit, Yager may be a bit of a victim of his own expectations and the expectations that we put on him based on his rookie season. We saw a number of players that didn't necessarily live up to that kind of billing. And I think the concern that I have surrounding Yager is I don't know that we necessarily saw year-to-year progression like we did in a number of other players, and certainly players that are ahead of him, guys like Nate Danielson, guys like Gabe Perreaux, players like that I have higher on my rankings where they took bigger steps forward, which suggests a higher, a potential that they're kind of on that more aggressive path. And Yager's, you kind of start to wonder a little bit about his development arc. That said, I think he thinks the game at a high enough level. I think that he makes a lot of plays, and that shot of his is truly an NHL trait. I mean, when he gets that thing off, it is a thing of beauty, and I really think that that's something that as he continues to understand how to create more time and space for himself, he's going to be able to get that shot off more. He's going to be more effective with it, and it is going to get by NHL goaltenders. Getting to the interior is going to be another important thing as well. He can score from distance, but he's got to get more to the inside, and I think that he can do that. I don't think that that's necessarily something he shied away from this year. I wouldn't say that that was something that I'd worry about, but that's just at the NHL level. It gets harder and harder to get to the middle of the ice. He's going to have to prove that he can be able to do that. I think he needs to process the game just a hair faster as well, just to maximize those offensive tools. It's another reason why he's behind some of the other players that are higher up on my list. And so there's a lot to like about Brayden Yager. The questions I'm going to have: is he versatile enough to be, that center at the NHL level? And is the goal scoring going to be there as he continues to move forward? I do think it will be. I think that there's enough there. I think he's proven himself over the last 2 years that there's a great body of work. It's going to take him a little bit more time. As we mentioned, he's got to get physically stronger, and that's one of those things that you really can't rush. That's something that a player is going to have to put a lot of work in, a lot of time in. It'll be interesting to see how he performs at the NHL Scouting Combine, which is happening very soon as we record this video. So a lot to prove for him in the last few weeks before we head into the NHL draft. But I think Brayden Yager, a very intriguing talent, certainly worthy of a top 15 selection, and we'll see if that's where he ends up going here at the NHL draft. Really appreciate you joining me for another edition of Scouting Reports for the 2023 NHL Draft. Don't forget, you can read the entire Top 100 at FloHockey.tv or on the Flow Sports app. And make sure you are subscribed to the FloHockey YouTube channel for many more videos like these as we get you ready for the 2023 NHL Draft in Nashville. We'll see you next time.